welcome back to Causing Nebula. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about this content creator that keeps popping up in my discovery page on Instagram. And her name is Eileen, and she is known for making videos called What I Eat in a Day as a 26-year-old. And if you are on TikTok or you are on Instagram and you watch What I Eat in a Day videos, or you follow any kind of fat acceptance content, I'm sure you will have seen her video at some point. But in my last video on the content creator by the name of Kel's Journey, I said that there seems to be a new genre of content creators and influencers that are fat women primarily, that are trying to become influencers under the guise of trying to lose weight in order to get sponsorships and all other kinds of gifts and promotional materials from companies, but they are not serious about losing weight at all. And the girl that I did last time, Kel's Journey, she was one of them, and this girl Eileen is another one of them. So if you scan down this woman's Instagram page, you can see that this woman doesn't really make any content that's particularly interesting. She does short vlogs. She does like product reviews. She does some kind of partnerships with companies. She does a lot of lifestyle content, but she primarily does, as I said, what I eat in a day as a 26-year-old, 27-year-old. And apparently she is on a weight loss journey, and she has been popping up in my discovery page for like a year now. And she has claimed that she has lost weight. And I know that she was on a GLP-1 at some point, but she got off of it because it was too expensive. And she says that she's lost almost 100 pounds. And personally, I don't see that. But I want y'all to see how unserious a lot of these fat women are when it comes to losing weight, because people like her and people like the girl Kelsey, they just want to be a part of the aesthetic of weight loss. And because they want to be a part of the aesthetic of weight loss, they use that false intention as a way to become a content creator, because the reality is that losing weight is really hard and changing your habits is really hard. So this type of content creator that is not really serious about really losing weight and really following a diet and really changing their lifestyle, that kind of content creator is bound to attract a lot more viewers, in my opinion, than somebody that is very serious about losing weight, right? A person that has a high level of accountability, a person that is going to the gym, a person that is eating healthy, a person that is losing weight, quote unquote, the right way, will appeal to certain people, but they will not appeal to other people who have an emotional attachment to food. And so I think that the reason why content creators like her and content creators like that girl Kelsey are able to be content creators is because there's a large subsection of primarily fat women who don't really emotionally want to lose weight, even though they know intellectually that they need to lose weight, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's get into the content. So as you can see here, this is a video of this girl. Her name is Eileen. And you can see we have another fat woman with a stinky vagina. And I'm going to keep saying that because guess what? When you have this type of big ass pouch that sits under your stomach on top of your vagina smells bad. There exists no fucking scenario in which you can have 20 pounds of body fat sitting over your open orifice of your vagina and not smell bad throughout the day. And that is one big thing that I think a lot of fat people lie about. A lot of fat women lie about. Whether you are a man or a woman, when you are so fat that your fat goes down into your pelvis area, you smell. Even if you take showers, within a few hours you smell. And this woman, she lives in Arizona, so she is in the heat 365 days a year. So there's no way that this woman's vagina doesn't smell, but everybody wants to glamorize being fat. But this is her content.
Sort of healthy, what I eat in a day as a 27-year-old. We started off this morning with a coffee. I had to, you guys, I was so tired today. I decided to start out my day.
And what y'all will find with this content creator is that this woman is always busy. She always has an excuse for why she has to eat out. She always has an excuse for why she can't cook at home. And right now she is a full-time content creator. So she usually has the excuses, I'm really busy, I woke up late, I'm running errands and I didn't have time. And you'll see that today, that's another reason, right? She's so busy and she didn't have time. So she had to take her fat ass to this bakery and get some baked goods.
By going to my cute little breakfast spot. I feel like I find myself craving a good breakfast burrito all the time. This one is a potato chorizo sausage burrito. This literally hits the spot every.
She could have made that at home. And she doesn't have a full-time job, like I said. She apparently used to be some kind of like teaching assistant or teaching aide. And some way, somehow, her content started to make enough money that she quit her day job. So this woman's job is recording videos like this and uploading them to Instagram and TikTok. And apparently you can make thousands of dollars doing that.
I feel like I literally lived 9 lives today. I've been everywhere today and I did so much. Okay, so we went grocery shopping at Trader Joe's, and then for a light lunch, I had this banana and almond butter.
And you'll also see that she eats a lot of convenient food. She eats a lot of processed food, and that's something that a lot of fat people, like I said, need to fucking get away from. Y'all need to stop eating processed fucking food. Processed food is designed in a laboratory to trigger certain parts of your brain and of your digestive tract to make it so that you feel hungry very frequently. This is why GLP-1 drugs are popular right now. People think that GLP-1 drugs, they do the work for you. All GLP-1 drugs do is they amplify the GLP-1 hormone, which is something that is normal in your body anyway. It already exists in your body. For example, testosterone already exists in your body. Estrogen already exists in your body. You can take testosterone or estrogen medicines to increase the amount in your body. And GLP-1 is the same, but the reason why a lot of people's GLP-1 hormones are so fucked up is because they continue to eat processed food, and she is one of them. She is always talking about being on a diet and trying to lose weight, but she is constantly eating processed food.
Protein smoothie with a chopstick. Went ahead and picked up some stuff that I needed to at Ulta, and then I went and got my nails done with my cousin. March nails are over and we're on to April nails, you guys. How do you think that they turned out? I think they're so cute. All right, after getting our nails done, I went with my cousin to go get tacos.
And then she eats another time throughout the day. So you will see in this woman's content that this is very common. She has all of these weird excuses for why she can never eat at home. She always has to eat out. She never has time, but we just saw her go out and get her nails done. That's not important, right? That is a massive waste of time to spend an hour, hour and a half in a nail salon getting your nails redone. You could have been at home exercising. You could have been at home cooking. She could have been outside walking. She could have been doing all kinds of different things. But she always swears up and down that her life is just so busy running errands and she has so many things to do, guys. And she just can't find the time to eat healthy and exercise, even though she has 24 hours in a day. But this is very common in her content. She is extremely sedentary and also lazy when it comes to even cooking.
I'll help myself, but I needed a margarita today. It was a marg day. All right, thanks for coming along. Bye.
So you would probably think like, oh, Cosmic Nebula, that day isn't that bad. Yeah, it gets worse. Right? It gets worse. Her habit of eating out rather than cooking at home or eating food that's not processed is really bad. And she always, like I said, she always claims that she's too busy. She's always claiming that she has too many errands. But this woman is a full-time content creator. And the video that you just watched, that is her content. Like that's it. So she primarily uploads to TikTok. You know, TikTok videos I think are like 1 to 3 minutes long. She primarily uploads 60-second clips that she does a voiceover for. She uploads that to TikTok and to Instagram, and apparently you can make thousands of dollars doing that. So that's her only job, right? She has no excuse to not be working.
Who is on a GLP-1 and believes it's all about balance.
So as I said, she was on a GLP-1. This is, I think, 6 months ago. She was on a GLP-1. She is not on a GLP-1 anymore because she quit because it was too expensive, which I don't really understand, because the amount of money that she spends eating out is probably also really fucking expensive, but she continues to do it. And even though she was on that GLP-1, she was still eating bullshit food.
Breakfast, we're eating these carrot, zucchini, and egg waffle from the brand Evergreen. So good. Also had some blueberries and blackberries. So we got up, got ourselves ready for the day. As a snack, I had some honeydew. Honestly, this is one of my favorite fruits ever. So delicious.
I would assume that in this video, she had just started her GLP-1, because you can see that she is not eating particularly unhealthy. And that's mostly because when you are on a GLP-1, you cannot really eat unhealthily at the beginning of the GLP-1, I assume, right? You cannot eat really unhealthily at the beginning because apparently it makes you really sick if you eat a lot of greasy foods or processed food or unhealthy foods. But what I understand about GLP-1 drugs is that over time your body gets acclimated to it because, like I said, it's a hormone that occurs in your body. So this must have been when she just started her GLP-1s, because she was eating very particularly healthy this time, but she did not keep this up.
Delicious. On a GLP-1 is honestly only half of the puzzle.
Oh, this has to be the beginning of her GLP-1, because this is such a small portion of food that I never saw her eat at any time whenever I would see her content in my discovery page. So she has to be at the beginning, or at least the first few days of her GLP-1, because I know that a lot of fat people on like Ozempic or semaglutide or Wegovy or whatever those like weekly injectors, they said that when they take it at the beginning of the week for the first few days of the week, they cannot eat much of anything and they struggle to eat a large portion of anything, which is why they see so much weight loss in such a short amount of time. Because if you take a weekly shot and you can't eat the first 4 days of the week, or you can barely eat, you would probably lose 1 or 2 or 3 pounds just in 4 days because you are not taking in enough calories. So this is another video of what she eats in a day. And she always claims that what she eats is very realistic or very balanced or very normal. But in my opinion, this woman eats a lot of processed food. And she eats a lot of junk food.
As a 27-year-old who's trying to show you that you can live your healthiest life by eating with balance and still eating the foods that you love as long as you're listening to your body. Let's not forget that your body will match that over time. I feel like living with balance has been the most important thing for me.
Again, she's another person that spends a lot of their voiceover talking shit about living with balance, eating what's best for you, and listening to the cues of your body. All you have to do is eat clean and not eat processed bullshit and eat enough food that is high in nutrition, and then you won't have to eat a lot of bullshit later on. So a lot of times with this content creator, you will see her eat breakfast at home. She definitely eats breakfast in her house a lot. Sometimes she'll eat out, but usually for lunch and dinner, this woman, you will not catch her ass in her goddamn house for lunch and dinner. She has every excuse in the world to eat out for other meals during the day, but she will eat breakfast at home. But this breakfast is not bad, but I don't see the point of having 3 strawberries. I know that fruit is expensive, but if you are going to eat something low in calories and low in sugar like strawberries, you might as well have like 200 grams of it, or in my opinion, it's not really worth eating this many of them because it's not filling enough. But I think that the egg omelet is a good thing for breakfast. And you can see here she said that she is on her GLP-1 in this video, but even though she's on GLP-1, she's still going to choose to eat bullshit.
Through times when I was on a GLP-1 and when I wasn't. All right, anyway, so for breakfast, we are having an omelet. I'm obsessed with putting zucchini in there, mushroom. We are also having some crunchy strawberry. While we waited for therapy, I had a made good bar. It's the vanilla square, so good. Of course,
there's no reason for you to be eating this kind of bullshit. I am somebody that, as I said a bunch of times, struggles to eat processed food in moderation, or I struggled to eat processed food in moderation, I should say. For the last few months, since I cut down on how many carbs I eat overall, and I greatly cut down how many processed foods I eat. Like, I eat processed foods very, very sparingly. I usually eat it around my period, and only then. I eat clean the other 3 weeks of the month. And what I learned as a person that used to be very mentally obsessed with processed food is that your food noise when it comes to processed food, it is something that you developed because you ate a lot of processed food. A lot of companies, like I said, they design food in laboratories to trigger certain points in your brain to make you addicted to that type of food, not necessarily that specific food, but make you addicted to processed food. And so a lot of people, they start to develop an addiction to processed food and high reward food, like stuff like pizza, stuff high in sodium, stuff high in fat, stuff high in carbs, stuff high in sugars. These types of foods are very triggering for most people's brains. And so when you are somebody who constantly eats processed shit over and over and over and over again, your brain starts to get to the point where it needs it and it expects it. And so you have to kind of keep replenishing that bullshit. And even though she was on the GLP-1, she continued to eat processed food, which in my opinion is outrageously stupid, because once you break the addiction to processed food and you don't ever eat it enough that the addiction to it can redevelop, then you will be essentially out of the fog of it, right? But she continues this whole time to continue to eat bullshit.
You have to make sure to stay hydrated. So my apartment has this like free Starbucks machine, so I had some chamomile tea. This is my favorite flavor of sparkling ice, the strawberry kiwi.
And she's also allergic to drinking water. That's another one. I don't mind people drinking like 0-calorie drinks. I think it's fine. But I think that for a lot of fat people, they need to drink fucking water. I know that 0-calorie like Coca-Colas or Pepsis or any kind of soft drink, I know that they are technically, I think, like 99% water, and they have only a small amount of flavoring. But at the end of the day, I think that it's important to get over the fact of you don't really need to have something that tastes really good every single time you consume anything. And that's a habit that I used to have, and that's a habit that I noticed a lot of really fat people have, is that they feel like everything they drink and everything they eat, it has to be excessively good. And water is refreshing and water is good for you, but water does not give you the same feeling that drinking shit like this does. And so I noticed that this woman and a lot of other fat people also have to always have a 0-calorie drink rather than just drinking water.
Zero sugar, so freaking bomb. Feeling like something carbonated in the afternoon, you know what I mean? All right, so for lunch, we're having basmati rice with some dumplings. Had a little bit of kick to it. It was so freaking good.
And this is not a bad meal, But I would, in my personal opinion, I would say that she needs to put more protein in there. And I know that a lot of people think that, like, right now, eating a lot of protein is, like, trendy, and Americans eat too much protein, and you don't actually need that much protein, and people don't see the big deal with the whole protein thing. The reason that people say that you need to eat a lot of protein is because protein digests very slowly in your stomach, and because you cannot overeat protein. I know a lot of people think that they can. Yeah, go out and buy some chicken breast and cook the chicken breast in the best sauce that you can find. Find some recipe that has a really good sauce or whatever and put the chicken breast in that and cook it. See how much of it you can eat. Even though chicken breast tastes really good, you will struggle to eat more than 200 or 300 grams of it because it is so satiating that it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard to overeat it. And this is why they always recommend for fat people to eat a lot more fucking protein and also fats, because protein and fats, they do not raise your blood sugar. And I just learned this recently, right? I knew that they didn't raise your blood sugar, but I didn't understand, why I couldn't just eat protein and fat. Like, I cannot eat just proteins and fats. Even though I know they don't raise your blood sugar, whenever I reduce my carbs too much, my appetite is gone. But I didn't know this. Apparently, carbohydrates help to increase your appetite, which is why carbohydrates are often paired with proteins and fats. But when you eat carbohydrates with a good ratio of protein and a good ratio of healthy fat, this actually slows down the release of carbohydrates in your stomach because your stomach has to digest the protein and the fats together with the carbohydrates. And because protein and fats take longer to break down, that means that the carbohydrates will also take longer to break down, which means that they will more slowly raise your blood sugar, which means that they will hold off on you getting hungrier later. So for this meal, this woman needs to be eating probably 200 grams of protein, lean protein on top of this would have been a good meal, and a lot more vegetables. But she loves these ready-made bullshit meals, and if you are fat, you need to stop eating bullshit like this because it doesn't help.
Good. A lot of you guys told me that these are so bomb from Trader Joe's. Saved half of this for lunch tomorrow, and then I still wanted more protein. Might be my favorite chicken.
This is not a good protein source. I feel like people don't understand that these are not good protein sources. Eggs are not good protein sources. Eggs are fat sources primarily, even though they have protein in them. Egg whites are good protein sources. Whole eggs are good fat sources, even though they have protein in them, but especially processed meats are fucking not good protein sources. Does this probably have protein in it? Yes. But does it have as much protein, or is it as clean or as lean as just basic fucking chicken breast is? No, it's not. And I think that a lot of people, they get really tired of hearing like, eat chicken breast. Guess what? In the 21st century right now, especially in a country like the United States, y'all have access to so many fucking ready-made healthy options. Even where I live at right now, what I do is I order chicken breast pre-portioned out because I'm not measuring anything. If I have to get to the point where I have to measure shit out, I'm not doing it, and it really fucks up my ability to count calories. So I order pre-portioned out chicken breast, and the chicken breast comes cooked and it comes pre-flavored, right? It's like sous vide in its own little individual package, and then it's sold frozen, and then you just let it get to room temperature and then you heat it up later. But anyway, it has its own individual little packs, and they're all 100 grams, and they're all, I think, 100 to like 115 calories each, and they're all 100% chicken breast. Not this kind of processed bullshit. And I'm sure in the United States they have something similar where you can literally buy a bunch of different flavorings of pre-packaged, pre-cooked chicken breast, and you can just pop it in the microwave, pop it in the air fryer, pop it in the oven or a pan, and then dump it on a plate, put it with some kind of vegetables that you can eat raw. These days, since it's summertime, I eat a lot of stuff raw, or I eat it with like a salad with some dressing on it and some fruit or some yogurt that's already pre-packaged out. If I eat nuts, I buy nuts that are already pre-packaged out in 20-gram little bags, and they are 100 calories each. But this is not a good type of protein, and I'm so sick of a lot of fat people thinking that, oh, it has protein in it, so it's a good source of protein. This is not a good source of fucking protein. This is just processed bullshit.
Chicken sausage. Dinner we're having is...
She about to piss me off. This is why I don't like this content creator, because she is, like I said, the most unserious person on the planet. If it was the case that I had the ability to live full-time off of social media and I didn't need to have a job, when I tell you I would have 30,000 steps, I would go to the gym at least 2 hours a day to lift weights. And I would like lift weights and go through a bunch of different other exercises and do it slowly, because I would have the time to do it. And I would probably cook a lot more. Right now, like I said, I do almost everything that's already pre-portioned and mostly ready-made out, because otherwise I don't have the time to cook and clean it all up. But this woman pisses me off. She has all the time in the world. She has 24 hours a day, and all she does is make this type of bullshit content. And she spends so much fucking time eating out. There's no reason for her to be at Taco Bell when she is fat, and when I think her highest weight was like 385 fucking pounds. In this video, she's at least in the high 280s or 90s, and she's going to Taco Bell.
Zero sugar Baja Blast and tacos. Love you guys so much. Bye.
I can't stand this woman. I can't stand this woman. Her nonchalance is what really irks me. I don't like people who are so nonchalant about their life, right? You can do whatever you want with your life as long as you understand the full consequences of it. And I think that a lot of people don't fully understand the consequences of it. I did not understand the consequences of binge eating for 24 months and developing kidney disease as a result of it, but I especially don't think that you should be able to upload this shit to the internet and get paid for it, but she is getting paid for it, guys.
aileneaidaa as a 26-year-old on a health journey.
So she's on a health journey. This is when she was 26 years old, but she basically has uploaded similar content the majority of her time on TikTok and on Instagram.
So for breakfast, we're having a little yogurt bowl using the Harmless Harvest coconut yogurt and then some blackberry. Also sprinkling in the...
She doesn't need that. Catalina Crunch. When I tell you, every time I go to the grocery store here, the grocery stores here don't have nearly as much variety as they do in the United States, which is why I always say that Americans are super fucking lucky to be American, because you have so much variety when it comes to grocery products that other countries simply don't have. No other country in the world has the amount of variety the United States has. But when I do go to the grocery stores here, they'll have certain imported products, and I'll see like these bullshit like granola things, and I'm always like, oh man, I want to buy that. And then I like pick it up and I look at the back and I'm just like, fuck it. Like, it's really not worth the calories. But if you're fat, you don't need this bullshit. She doesn't need this bullshit. She doesn't need to be eating a yogurt bowl for fucking breakfast. She doesn't need it. She needs to be eating eggs for breakfast, or some chicken breast, or some other kind of lean protein for breakfast. And I know that people are really sick and tired of people telling them to fucking eat lean protein, but you need to eat lean protein if you are fat and you want to lose weight. You need to get over the fact that you cannot eat all of these good mouthfeel things. And I think that a lot of people feel like they're always going to feel very attached to these types of foods if they can't have them. But let me tell you something, that is not true. That attachment that you feel is the same attachment an alcoholic feels to alcohol, is the same attachment a drug addict feels to drugs. Because they are addicted to it, they feel like they can't give it up. But once you stay off of it for long enough, that addiction will be broken, and then you will be in a point where you don't think about it anymore. You don't miss it anymore. And then if you maintain it long enough, you can get to the point where, guess what? You can have this type of shit sparingly. Today, I woke up and I went to the gym. It's the weekend here today. And I went to the gym. So for this morning, for breakfast, what I had was, I had 100 grams of chicken breast, which is about 110 calories. And then I had 2 string cheeses, which came up to 50 calories each, so 100 calories. Then I had some yogurt, which is 60 calories. It's like in a little pre-portioned cup. And then I had a little latte coffee that I make. I put like 100 milliliters of milk and then 1 shot of espresso. And that is all I had for breakfast this morning. And then I went to the gym for like an hour and a half. And I had to do some stretching exercises because I fucked up my shoulder. And if you are exercising and you ever fuck up your shoulder, please make sure to stretch your shoulder out and keep the mobility up as your shoulder heals. What I decided to do was, I fucked up one of the muscles in my shoulder, and I decided to just take a rest for a whole month. And I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do any upper body exercises because that's smart. And I also didn't go to the doctor to get it checked out by an actual fucking orthopedic doctor. And so the result was that my shoulder, as it healed, apparently it healed really fucked up, and like some of the muscles in my shoulder are misformed, and like my shoulder mobility has completely diminished. And so now I'm stretching that out. But I was at the gym for like an hour and a half, walking for an hour, and then doing stretches for 30 minutes. And then I came home and I had some chicken breast, and I had some zucchini fried, and then I had some rice, and then I had a little bit of chips. And when I say chips, I had like 2 or 3 chips, and then I had like 2 or 3 of another type of chip, and then I had another little snack, and then that was it. Right? So in the past, I would not be able to have 1 or 2 or 3 of these fucking things, right? I would feel like, oh my God, I have chips. I need to eat all of them. But because I gave up processed food for 99% of my diet most of the time, I got to the point where I no longer have a physiological dependency on it. And so if you want to break your if you want to break that dependence on the shit, you need to stop eating it for a long time and then slowly start to incorporate it back into a normal diet.
These chocolate peanut butter little crunches. We're also having eggs, a little bit of sausage, and then
she should have just gotten rid of this whole yogurt bullshit, whatever that is. And she should have made more eggs, and she should have got rid of the sausages. I really like these types of little sausage links. I love them. They actually do sell them here, which I was surprised by. But guess what? These little fucking things are like 80, 90 calories for this little piece of bullshit. And they are not high in protein either. They have a lot more fat because they are processed and they are sausages. So I ordered them once, and then after I ate them, I was just like, that's not worth the calorie increase. And so I stopped ordering them, and I started just switching that out for chicken breast, because I can eat some garlic soy, some like chicken teriyaki flavored chicken breast, 100 grams for like 23 grams of fucking protein for 110 calories. So I would rather take that, which is more food and a lot more satiating, and a lot and not processed, rather than eat this.
And then cranberry juice blend. This one from Lake.
And she doesn't need that either. I fucking love cranberry juice. I love me a cranberry juice. I love me a cranberry juice. I haven't had cranberry juice in a long time, and I saw it at the grocery store here, and I bought some. It was the what is it, Ocean Spray? And I know Ocean Spray is like probably not the best type of cranberry juice, but if you are fat, you don't need this bullshit. You do not need this bullshit. Like, I feel like a lot of fat people really have to understand you have to give it up. And your attachment to it is nothing but an addiction.
Liquid is so good. You guys have to try it, and it has little ingredients.
Oh, finally a water.
You also got to make sure to stay hydrated.
And that much water is not enough for somebody that's almost 300 pounds. It's not enough at all. That little, I think that's 500 milliliters of water. Yeah, I could drink that in one shot.
I've officially gone dairy free. I will no longer be consuming dairy. Lactose intolerance has honestly reached a level of severe. I feel like it's just not worth it.
She was basically eating cheese and other dairy products, even though she has lactose intolerance, and basically, I guess, just having diarrhea, because she's a fucking binge eater, and she couldn't stop eating dairy products, even though she knew it was really bad for her.
Anymore to have dairy because of the repercussions that it causes me. So for lunch, we're having the Power Protein Bowl from Freshen. I've really had to substitute and remove.
So for lunch, she is having a Power Protein Bowl. It says eggs, bacon, chicken, brown rice, quinoa, lettuce, and strawberry vinaigrette. First of all, she could have made that at home, because it doesn't even look that complicated to make. And secondly, she doesn't need the brown rice or the quinoa, because unless she is going to exercise, she doesn't need this excess carbohydrates. And that's another thing that a lot of fat people really need to stop doing. Unless you are going to do something that requires a large energy expenditure, like exercising, like running, lifting weights, or doing some other kind of activity that requires you to need to have carbohydrates readily available in your blood, in my opinion, you should not be eating carbohydrates in the daytime. Have some just before you go to sleep, and then you will be able to better control your binge eating tendencies. But this woman is so lazy that she's having this low ass protein salad. And I say low protein because I don't see the chicken, right? Eggs, this little bitch ass egg has 5 grams of protein in it. That bacon doesn't have that much protein in it. And I don't see enough chicken to justify buying this bullshit.
Remove a lot of things. Substituted the buffalo ranch for the strawberry vinaigrette, which is actually really good. Like, I feel like it's such a weird combo, but it was pretty good. Sierra.
No, I love mixing salad dressings that seemingly don't make sense. Like, I like to mix Oriental Caesar dressing with another dressing usually. So I'll usually mix like 2 or 3 or 4 dressings. So like a strawberry vinaigrette, why would that be weird? Strawberry vinaigrette and ranch would probably be delicious.
I really want to focus on hydration, so I'm definitely.
Oh, she's at the gym. So I'm really surprised that she's at the gym, because this woman uploads so many videos and she almost never shows herself at the gym regularly. So I'm really surprised she's at the gym. I have nothing really negative to say about that.
Drinking a lot of water today. I actually went to the gym for the first time in a year, and
that's ridiculous. She's been doing nothing for a whole fucking year. If you are fat and you are thinking like, oh my God, I hate going to the gym, guess what? If you keep going to the gym, it will turn into a habit, and then you will habitually go to the gym. I started going to the gym 16 months ago, and for the first like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, I was just like, I don't fucking feel like doing this. Do I have to go again today? I don't really like this. But guess what? When you just keep going, and then you notice that you are starting to get stronger and faster, and you get winded a lot less easily, once you start to feel like these little small changes in your physical state, in your physical conditioning, that will motivate you to keep going to the gym. And it will happen for you within the first few weeks of going. So the feeling of like, this is really hard that you feel when you go to the gym, it will fade if you just keep going to the gym. It will fade fairly quickly if you just keep going.
Was not bad. Did a little bit of weights and a little bit of cardio. Definitely excited to go back. So for dinner, we're having some steak, sweet potatoes, and some green beans. This absolutely hit the spot. I feel like this is one of my favorite meals. Anyway, that's it.
That's a perfect dinner. Just protein and some carbs and some vegetables. And this was like a clean day of eating for her because this woman almost never eats like this. And I'm surprised that she ate this cleanly, but she doesn't actually keep this up. She eats a lot more other bullshit.
Realistic, what I eat in a day as a 27-year-old.
This is a grown woman going to McDonald's, y'all.
Woke up this morning and we were so hungry, so we decided to make an egg on sourdough. Honestly, I have no idea how I got the will to get up and make myself breakfast.
She makes the most pitiful fucking breakfasts. And I think that she does it because she needs to have something to eat quickly when she wakes up. But what is the point of eating an egg on a piece of toast? You will see models that weigh like 130 pounds at 5'11" eating shit like this for breakfast. A few strawberries and then one egg on a piece of fucking toast. You will see 130-pound models that are underweight eating bullshit like this. This is a 300-pound woman. She should have had way more food than this for breakfast, and then she would not have had the space in her stomach to eat bullshit later on, but she never does that. She always makes some bullshit small breakfast, and then she thinks like, oh, it's really healthy, but you have to eat in a way that prepares you for the rest of the day, and that was something that, again, I could not accept for a very long time, which is why I didn't lose weight past 90 kilograms for a very long time.
Breakfast, but this was so good. I also had some strawberry. And for lunch...
See, what did I say? What did I say? She ate a bullshit piece of bread with one single egg and a couple of strawberries for breakfast. That egg was probably 90 calories. If she cooked it in butter or oil, maybe you can add on another 50 calories because eggs don't really absorb the oil. And then that bread was probably maybe 100 calories at most. And then a couple of strawberries is probably like fucking 20 calories. This woman had like 250, 300 calories for breakfast. She should have had like 600 calories for breakfast. She could have put some lean protein, 100 grams. She could have had some plain yogurt, which would have been another 4 to 8 grams. These days, like I said, I'm eating a lot of string cheeses, which are low in calories, and they have decent amount of protein in them, right? 50 calories for 4 grams of protein. She could have had 40 grams of fucking protein for 400 calories for breakfast, and then she would not have been hungry enough to go out and eat this bullshit, but look at her.
Lunch, I was craving a Happy Meal. Could not stop thinking about these 6-piece chicken nuggets. Literally.
If you are craving fast food, like I said, that means your body is still addicted to processed food and you need to stop. You need to stop eating it, period.
Really have been thinking about him all day. So good. And I like to get the barbecue sauce because you guys know I'm lactose intolerant.
And she made another video to go along with this that said how many calories this was. I think it was like 500 or something. Guess what? Chicken nuggets, a tiny little fry for 500 calories is such a waste of fucking calories. This is why I don't go to fast food restaurants anymore. I don't know about the United States, but where I live at right now, when you go into a fast food restaurant and you look up at the menu, when you look at the screen, you can see all the calories for a combo meal. And so you'll be like, I think I want to get this new combo that they came out with. And you will see next to it 1,200 and something calories. And my jaw's on the fucking floor. And so even for like chicken nuggets or a small fry or a small hamburger, I will go through the menu, like looking at all the calories for everything. And when I tell you, I always click off the menu immediately and just walk away because guess what? It's not worth the high calories to ratio of the small amount of food for me anymore. I would rather go home and cook food that I know is higher in calories, healthier for me. And then I would rather eat way fucking more of it for the same 500 calories and eat this bullshit.
So ranch is not gonna happen. So I completely forgot that they give you.
Look at that piss poor ass little fry. Why would you want to eat that little bitty fucking fry? You can eat, I think these fries she said were like 200 some calories. This woman could have eaten 300 grams of plain potatoes, boiled or just sprayed down with a little oil and cooked in an air fryer. She could have had 300 grams of potatoes for the same amount of calories in these fucking bullshit ass, lazy ass, not that good McDonald's fries.
The smallest fry on the planet. Like, are these even the same size as a small? I feel like they're smaller. And we got to get a little fruit in, so we of course had to eat the apple slices. And not gonna lie, I always open the toy because I'm so nosy, and I actually might keep this one. All right, you guys already know we have to have the Diet Coke. It was extra.
See, she got fast food twice in one day. This is another reason I don't like this content creator, because she, like I said, she does not have a job. This video was recorded a week ago. She used to be a teacher's aide. She quit her job in order to make content full time. She gets paid full-time money to make this type of bullshit, y'all. And in a minute here, I'm going to show y'all some of the sponsorships that she gets. She has 24 hours in a day, and she cannot fucking just go home and cook a fucking meal. She didn't need to eat McDonald's and then Taco Bell.
Crispy today. All right, so I know that Taco Bell has their new agua fresa, so of course I had to try it. And
No, you didn't have to try it. That's another attitude that it took me a long time to get over. Like, feeling like I was missing out if I didn't try something. Again, that is a sign of having a physiological addiction to food. These companies like Taco Bell, they design their food so that when you have it, it triggers you to become addicted to it. That does not mean you have to give it up for the rest of your life, but you should give it up for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. And then after all of that time passes, have it in small amounts, and you will find that you can no longer eat it the way that you could in the past because the addiction to it has been broken. But the fact that she doesn't have a full-time job, and then she's also so lazy that she would rather eat out rather than cook, but she's saying that she wants to lose weight, irks the fuck out of me.
I tried the mango. It's actually so good. I don't know if you guys have tried these. I don't know why I have been sleeping on soft tacos. Today I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a soft taco for one.
She could have made that at home. She could have had so many more tacos. She could have had so much more food if she had just made it at home. Taco Bell's meat is not that good. Their tacos are not that good. From what I remember in the United States, Taco Bell's menu, it all tastes exactly the same. They just slightly alter the way the food is made, but it's all made with the exact same ingredients. So the food is mostly just different shaped versions of the same fucking thing. She is just so lazy that she doesn't want to cook. And so she doesn't want to have to clean. So she would rather just buy food and then go in. And I would assume that because she's a content creator, she just rides all of this food off in her taxes because this is quote unquote for content.
Once, and it was delicious. I actually think I might like them more than crunchy now, but I also got a crunchy taco just in case I wasn't gonna like it because I was not gonna risk it anyway.
Because fat people can never risk not having the food that they are craving. They can never risk it, right? That's always a thing with fat people. They will always order some food that is safe when they try something else because they don't want to risk not liking what they bought because they won't get their hit, right, of that drug that they crave.
Today we were super lazy, did not feel like making anything.
She's always super lazy and she never feels like making anything. I can't stand this woman. In every single fucking video, she says the same thing. And guess what? You cannot be fat and fucking lazy because that makes people hate you even more.
But it's okay because you can eat whatever you want in a calorie deficit, you guys. Thanks for...
No, you cannot. Even though you are in a calorie deficit, you cannot eat whatever you want. This is another big lie that a lot of people tell. They say things like calories in, calorie out. And that is true when it comes to losing body fat. That is true. But the reason why the type of calories you eat matters is because when you eat calories that are processed and low in nutritional value, the way that your cells send signals to each other is changed based on whether you eat nutritious food or non-nutritious fucking food. So I think that people will say stuff like, well, what's the big deal between eating 100 calories of Twinkies versus 100 calories of apple? The difference is not just the fiber, it's not just the amount of vitamins and minerals, it's also the fact that when your body consumes apples and it sends signals to the other cells in your body to do certain actions, it sends those signals differently based on the food you eat. And this is why diets high in processed food also result in shit like cancers or other illnesses. It fucks up your cells' ability to communicate with each other like they would have if you just eat nutritious food. So if you have that idea like, oh, it doesn't really matter what I eat, technically it does. Scientifically, yes, it does. And I didn't know that for a very long time. Yes, you can lose weight by eating 1,200 calories of ho-hos. You can. But the thing is that 1,200 calories of ho-hos for your body on a cellular level is not good for it. It is poor for your health. It will have poor long-term health outcomes versus eating 1,200 calories a day of meats and dairy and vegetables and fruit, unfortunately. So that's something a lot of fat people need to get through their head. The type of calories you eat is very important. So before I end this video, I wanted to show y'all some of the sponsorships that you can get if you're a fat woman on the internet pretending to lose weight. So she got a sponsorship from Bloom. And I don't know if Blooms are really popular in the US, but I've seen them online. Apparently, if you're a fat woman on the internet pretending to lose weight, Bloom will give you money to shell their product.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. You guys know I'm obsessed with my energy drink. We're gonna go ahead and taste test.
Why would you need an energy drink when you are a lazy fat woman?
These 4 flavors from Bloom. All right, so we have the strawberry.
Anyway, I'm not going to go through the whole ad, but I want y'all to see that this woman is getting advertisements for this, for being fat.
Where the heck did all my money go? Keeping track of all your orders and all your expenses can be frustrating. So I'm so excited to be partnering with Flash.co to show you guys how you can get real.
So she also got this, she got this tracker app that tracks how you spend your money. Yeah, she spends the majority of her money on food. So I don't understand why so many of these companies, they partner with these people who don't really have any value to offer to anybody. If you're somebody that's being influenced by this woman, you have to be an idiot. But being a fat woman on the internet pretending to lose weight can get you this kind of sponsorship with this this app that helps track money. She also got this sponsorship with this weird cup company. Again, I don't understand why you would choose her as a sponsor, and I don't understand who would be influenced by her. But apparently, if you want to be fat on the internet pretending to lose weight, you can also make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in a sponsorship as well.
You guys need to listen up. You're busy and on the go like me.
She's busy and on the go. She's a full-time content creator, and she doesn't exercise outside of doing Pilates like once a week. And she doesn't go to the gym at all. So I don't know what she's busy doing, making these little lazy ass bullshit videos. But apparently it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can get paid to advertise these kind of coffee little tumblers by being a fat woman on the internet, and you can make she probably makes like $4,000, maybe $5,000 a month. Because I don't think she's rich, just based on the way that she lives, right? The type of house she lives in. I don't think that she's rich, but she made enough money that she quit her fucking job. And here she is again. She's advertising a little bag. So like I said, she goes to her little Pilates class, I think like once or twice a week. And if you are a fat woman, guess what? Going to Pilates is probably the biggest fucking waste of time for somebody that's morbidly obese and has high body fat. We have started to pass off this idea that movement is all good no matter what the movement is, and that you should just try to get out there and move, and all movement is equally created, and that's a goddamn lie. Lifting weights is good for your bones and is good for muscle development, and in the long term is good for your overall health. Right? It doesn't matter how healthily you eat. A lot of old people who are not overweight and who have been into cardio for a long part of their life, a lot of old people's health starts to fail simply because they get brittle bones and they get weak muscles. So you need to go to the gym and lift weights. It's very, very important for your overall health and your longevity, right? Your body has to know that it is alive, and lifting weights help to remind your body that it is alive, because your cells will activate and they will start to send messages to each other to communicate that they need to make you stronger. But she goes to her little bullshit Pilates class and she advertises this little bullshit bag. And in my opinion, that's a waste of time for morbidly obese fat women. They need to be doing cardio in the gym and also lifting weights in the gym, not walking, not going to fucking Pilates, right? Walking 10,000 steps a day is a bare fucking minimum of fitness for every single person on the planet. But it is not, in my opinion, a part of fitness. It's bare minimum, right? Walking 10,000 steps a day is sedentary, in my opinion. But she goes to her little raggedy ass Pilates class and she gets paid to advertise a little raggedy ass rubber bag that probably costs like $2 to make in China. But by being a fat woman on the internet, you can also have this life. She has this little PR hall where people send her shit, and she just opens up shit on camera. And she gets all of this because she's a fat woman on the internet pretending to lose.
PR haul. I have not opened packages for like a week and a half. But let's go ahead and do a PR haul. So the first one we're going to open is from Ilia. If you guys know me, I love Ilia. Their lip products are my absolute favorite. It looks like we got some blush goodies. We got their soft focus blurring blush with their...
Companies pay money to send shit to these people. Like, they lose money to send stuff to these types of people. I will never understand a fat woman who takes care to make sure her makeup looks good when they don't care at all about their fucking health and they don't care at all about their body looking good. But they care a lot about putting paint on their fucking fat ass faces.
Their powder brush and then their multi-stick. I'm actually so excited. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that shade is. I cannot wait to try these. Thank you so much, Ilia. These are so cute. On to the next package. Next one we're gonna open is from Youth to the People. You guys know I'm obsessed with this brand. Cleanser is my absolute favorite. I use it every single day. Also love how these packages are always so easy to open. If you guys are gonna try one thing from Youth to the People, it's gonna be this cleanser. All right.
I would never try anything this woman recommended to me or any influencer recommended to me, ever.
Next thing we got is their sunscreen. Their sunscreen is so good. I actually tried their sunscreen before and it's so good.
So she's protecting her skin from the sun, but she's not protecting her body from a heart attack. Makes no sense.
Friends honestly really like this. I have not tried this before. They sent me their Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask to go on my face tonight.
She's putting a mask on her face, but she doesn't go to the gym to lose weight. Right? These people, they don't make any kind of logical sense. I don't understand the point of doing skincare when you are 200 pounds overweight.
Because my face is so dehydrated. Look at how
your health is dehydrated, ma'am.
Gorgeous this looks. It says to apply at night, so absolutely perfect for tonight. The next thing I got is from actually this brand.
She got all of this shit in 1 week. 1 week of not opening packages, and she got all of this free stuff simply because she uploads what I eat in a day videos and other lifestyle vlog videos to TikTok. Imagine that. We live in 2025. You can make a living doing this bullshit, but not if you are just a regular skinny fat person. You have to be a fat woman, right? Because that's a huge fucking market. Fat women pretending like they want to lose weight when they really have no intention of doing it.
Called Volulift. I'm not really sure what's in here. Ever facial treatment for GLP induced facial aging. This is basically like a facial treatment for anybody that's on a GLP-1. It says it's supposed to help.
Which means it's probably bullshit, because the reason why people's faces change with GLP-1s is because they lose elasticity in their skin because their skin was full of fat for so long. I lost elasticity in my arms, my legs, my stomach, my chest. There's nothing to be done about it besides surgery, and I'm not doing that.
With deep wrinkles and dehydration. The next thing I got, which I'm so excited about, this is from Purdy and Fig. They're basically like scent drops that you can put in your multi-purpose cleaner. They sent me a bottle, which
she got like 5 or 6 packages in 7 days from different companies to ask her. Companies asking her to advertise their product on her social media. And she is not even a big content creator, y'all.
I'm so excited to use. And then they sent me a little rag. Definitely need this moving into a new apartment. Box is actually for an ad that I'm shooting, so we're gonna have to save this for later. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open this one up. This one is from the brand The Only Bean. It's edamame fettuccine, and it only has 1 ingredient.
Outrageous. This woman got 8, 9 different packages sent to her to advertise these different products, all because she is a content creator, a fat content creator, right? Because if she was a skinny, fat, regular person just uploading vlogs of what they eat a day and uploading different lifestyle vlogs, I highly doubt she would have gotten as many things. But because she's a fat woman, and because being a fat woman who is lazy and has no intention of losing weight is a huge market for a lot of marketers, they target these types of people to upload content and sponsorship videos for them. So she is making at least like $3,000 to $5,000 a month, which is a pretty decent amount of money for doing 1 or 2 hours of work a day. So as y'all can see, this woman only has 46,000 subscribers on Instagram, and she has, I think, like 78,000 subscribers on TikTok. I don't know how it exists the case that is enough subscribers to be making a lot of money, but apparently it is. And if you are somebody who wants to quit their day job and you want to live your life as a content creator, and you are looking for a genre of content that is really easy to make, and you can get a bunch of gifts and you can get a bunch of sponsored content just for being a lazy person on the internet, I would recommend that you join the genre of fat women on the internet pretending to lose weight while still eating fast food and still not going to the gym, like this woman, Eileen, and like the content creator Kel's journey. So this has been a Cosmic Nebula video, and I will see y'all in the next one.